It's Sunday morning. This is the field we drilled yesterday first. Just dried nicely now on top. I'm not going to roll it because if it rains, it'll cap it off. But I'm going to get it sprayed today. Get the field of barley sprayed as well that we did on Friday night. It is as absolutely still as anything. Perfect for spraying, but not for drying ground up. The sun is now out, so that'll dry it up a bit, but a little bit of wind dries it far better than the sun. We thought we could go to Rain Hill drilling, but when we looked last night, it was wetter than round here, so that's going to take a while to dry. But Morgan's gone out now working the headlands where he was turning yesterday, just to get a bit more surface area and a bit more lumps, so that the sun will dry it a bit better than it just being flat. More surface area the better, especially if there's a breeze, but there isn't a breeze. But we'll keep trying, see if we can get that field finished by doing the headlands, and see if we can find another field that's dry enough. Because of the massive slug pressure this year, Joe was sowing last night and there's slugs all over his drill. I'll show you a picture of that now. We're putting some slug pellets on at the same time, but I don't want them all down the spout. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if we can put some cable ties around that flap, not shut it completely, but put it like that so it's like a deflector plate, so that some will go down the spout and some will get distributed on the top surface, so we have a good chance of getting hold of all the slugs. So I'm just going to get some cable ties around these holes, and hopefully we'll still have enough air pressure to drill properly, but it will distribute some of the slug pellets falling out of this metering system. So hopefully some of the pellets will drop down, and with the air pressure they'll get flown out sideways and be on the surface. The rest will carry on. The wheat seed isn't dropping out till there, so no wheat seed should fall out, and hopefully we'll still have enough air pressure to distribute the rest of the seed. Enough is the plan. We'll try it anyway, see what happens. It might not work, but it might. Get this loaded with seed now. We don't need the telehandler because Adam's got a JCB telehandler that's up at Rain Hill, so we're just going to use his one to load the spreader. So I just put 8 ton on here, should be enough for this afternoon. So handy this Merlot because it can fit down this little gap now. Get these bags out. Yeah, this is the driest land we can find. It's probably wet at the bottom, but at least we can keep moving. We're checking now. The seed's still getting to the edge of the drill. We've got some pellets on the surface. They're not going as wide as we'd have liked, but at least there's some on the top, and there is some in the slots as well. I just felt if they were on the top, it might be just a little bit better. I have just tightened the cable tie to pull the rubber flaps up slightly to give it the sort of the splash plate a little bit more angle perhaps. So see the rubber flap there. We'll see it coming out when we start it up. It's priority put into that spool really. You can't really see them blowing out. There's some here now. They are hard to find. We're only putting a couple of kilos onto the hectare. Hopefully it'll be enough. This is after beans, so it shouldn't be too bad, because the beans were quite open, so they probably didn't breed underneath. After the OSR it'll be worse. If it's on, it's gone. Come with his Fent Bobcat wheels on his cat. That's cool, doesn't it? Anyway, let's get his telly on there. It's handy being here, but I do prefer the Merlot. The brakes on that are just on or off. It's kind of like not much in between. I'll take the straps off so it's quicker for him to get loaded. Still got the beacons on. Looks like he's manually driving the corners because it was putting it yesterday. For those that don't know what urban fringe means, there's the urban. This is a bit that was missed with the discs. It's a lot firmer. It's not been discs. Potentially a little bit drier. It's nice land this end of the field. But it'd be interesting to see when it's drilled whether there's any difference in establishment here. It's near the sycamore gap tree. There's around 100 acres in 5 different fields. That should keep him busy for the rest of the day. That was for those that appreciate the sound of a John Deere engine. Rob's in now. We're going to shoot up to another field. We're going to tip the top link forward so that the discs are doing basically a rubbish job to give us some clods and some surface area to try and see if we can get it to dry out a bit quicker, get some air into the soil. From this angle looks all right, the field, but from this angle, you see the dark patches that aren't drying out. It's just capped off because we had so much rain after we'd worked it. We tried to roll it to get a nice crumb so everything to germinate, which did, but then because we have biblical rain for the last 4 weeks, we've now got to sort of start again, which is a pain really. Perhaps should have left it, but we didn't expect it to be as bad. Anyway, if we put this out now, show the top link, try and see if it'll leave it a bit rougher. Get the top down really. There we go, so we're just getting a bit of air into it now and a bit more surface area with the roller hardly doing anything. It should dry out a bit better now. Yeah, try that.
Doing the whole field?
Yeah. Quick as you can, it'll do a better job.
What's that?
Go as quick as you can, it'll do a better job because the roller will do less.
Headlands first or?
Last. From this direction, the field looks completely dry. And to be fair, these bits here probably are. But in a second, I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to show you what it looks like from the other direction. I know I showed you that a minute ago, but see these soft spots here? These are what we're waiting for. This is where we're going to come in and make a mess drilling. Anyway, Rob's roughing it up now. We obviously need to put a drain in here. We did put one across there last year. I feel like we need to tee across because there's quite a soggy bit here. Even tomorrow, that won't drill. We'll have to drill round it. But, you know, if it's only represents 1 or 2% of the size of the field, doesn't really matter. I'd sooner have a good crop in the rest of it. Yeah, you can see the dark patches. But if he roughs it up now, should start to evaporate some of the water out of it. Sun's gone in though, but there is a little bit of a breeze. You can probably hear it on the camera. Nice 6 metre combi drill and tickle up and down here. Pretty good today, to be fair. Let's see how much. He's just done this bit in the first 10-15 minutes. Just wasn't sure if you'd be able to see whether it dried much between passes. Yeah, there's definitely a difference in colour. Not as visible on the camera as in real life. But yeah, that's drying, that's good. And also the bits that are wet are a bit lumpier, which is better because they'll dry a bit more than it's sitting sort of loose and fluffy. Makes me feel better that we're not just burning diesel for the sake of it and we are actually getting some ground a bit drier. I'm just washing the sprayer out on a stubble. This is going to be barley. This green is brome. It's seeded. So we sprayed it off and then we straw raked it and then we rolled it again. And we've got another flush. Hopefully that's it's all and there's not going to be a load of brome turn up in the barley. It's a bit risky putting barley on it, but we'll have to see what happens. It's sort of 5 acres in the middle of a 20-acre block. It's bad for brome. Ever since we had some oats on it about 10 years ago that had a lot of brome in there, you know, so like 1 year seeded, forever weeded. Well, that's kind of what happened really. Neighbours are out there working ground that was ploughed. That's dried and baked really nice on the top, so they're able to get on. So they're working it down and drilling it. Back at Rainhill now with the sprayer, going to go and spray over the railway. Morgan's drilled that field, it's saving that one till later so it dries a bit at the bottom. He's now on to this field behind the yard. We did have a little bit of an issue where it did block a couple of coulters, so we have shut them flaps now, so we're putting the slug pellets back down the spout. I didn't know whether it was caused by that or not, but we just thought, just to be on the safe side. So if we have to put any pellets on, we may do it with the buggy. See there where he's blocking it. Absolutely dead today, the railway, which is quite handy. So I didn't have to wait long at all to cross. In fact, I didn't have to wait. Anyway, I'm going to show you this. Need to kill these grass weeds off. Volunteer wheat. This is what the oilseed rape should look like. It's not been eaten by flea beetle. This is what it actually looks like. This is where we had to re-drill it for a second time. These tiny little plants, at least they're not getting eaten. But some of them aren't particularly big at all. And obviously they're getting a bit swamped by these grass weeds, which we're now going to knock out. But yeah, they're in the bottom there. This is the worst bit. We'll go off the headland. Yeah, this is the middle of the field now. Some of it's weed, some of it's OSR. That's probably weed, that's OSR chewed. That's it. Coming through, I think. Hopefully. You could sort of see it in the slots. It's well behind though. I hate flea beetle. I hate growing oilseed as well. I don't know whether this will make it. We'll kill the weeds off and see what we've left with. I mean, that's been chewed really badly. In fact, that leaf just fell off as I've touched it. Yeah. That one chewed to bits as well. That was chewed. Kill the grass weeds off, see what's left. I can see it being spring barley at this rate. In places you can't see the OSR, but there's certain areas that's just completely chewed off. So we'll leave it and see what happens, but it's going to be thin for the pigeons to get in at least. The first field we drilled with the black muck on looks absolutely amazing. We sprayed the grass weeds off in that 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it's just wall to wall oilseed rape like cabbages. Spot on. But yeah, every 24 hours you've got like a diminishing return of what it's going to do. And this had to chick him up, probably not as much as it could have had, but that might have helped a little bit with the flea beetle if they'd a bit more, because it apparently don't like the smell. On to the next field now. I'm going to spray this OSR for the grass weeds, mainly around the edge. Can you see all them wheel marks there and here? That was some quads on it last night, sort of late afternoon. A couple of people rang me up. I was moving the seed trailer back. Oh, look at that sunset. And I thought by the time I got here they'd be gone anyway. They were here for about an hour by the sounds of things. And no one got the reg, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know how much damage they've done until I get around the field. It's amazing, that sky, isn't it? So they've been up and down this bit here. Annoyingly, there's not a lot of OSR growing anyway because of the shade of this hedge. Yeah, that nozzle had twisted. A few plants in it, but flea beetle, slugs, had a lot of them. So they've been driving all over here as well. Some patches it's grown perfectly, in other patches it's not at all. It's so annoying. Well, it has, it's just the flea beetles eating it. I wish it all looked like that bit of the field. The sun's pretty much gone down, so I'm going to quickly do the birthday bumper. We have got some dodgy names on it again today. Anyway, Ben Bradley's 49, Mark Woodman 18th anniversary, Philip McCracken, Matthew Goodwin is 12, Daniel Thomas is 31, Ed James is 25, and Diane Lynch is 43. Oh, sorry, Dickie Elliott's 53. We saw him on the combine run. £48,337 for the air ambulance. It is so close to 50k, which is amazing. Anyway, I think that's probably about all for today of me whinging about how wet things are and how difficult it is. So sorry about that, but yeah, dry day here, loads of people, especially Scotland way, are still getting rain. Have you had any today? Let us know. Or have you had a dry sunny day like we've had? Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Actually, one last thing, because it's day 1300. Someone sent me this outro a few days ago. It's a 1300 MB track, so thanks for that. Anyway, that's it for today. See you later.